Shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Morning Bible lesson. Mark upon the forehead, based on Ezekiel 9th chapter. Let's go there. The Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is going to send his angels out to put a mark upon the forehead of the men that sighed and cried about the abominations of the city. We're going to go throughout Jerusalem, which is the symbolic speech for the people, the Israelites. We are Jerusalem, the so-called Blacks, Hispanic, and Native American Indian. Ezekiel 9th chapter. He cried also in my ears with a loud voice, saying, cause them to have charge over the city, talking about the angels, to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. Verse 2, and behold, 6 men came from, this is a history, but it's a prophecy also. Verse 2, and behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand. That's a future prophecy. The slaughter weapon is going to be in the hand. It's going to be given to the saints to service the prophets. And it's also going to be coming from the angels sent by the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And every man a slaughter weapon in his hand. And one man among them was clothed with linen, with a writer's inkhorn by his side. The angels keep record. And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. Verse 3. And the glory of the Most High of Israel. I'm going to read that again. And the glory of the power of Israel was gone up from the cherub, whereupon he was, to the threshold of the house. And he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, symbolic speech for the people, and set a mark upon the foreheads. And that mark goes into the Hebrew word thawah, which means mark from exemption. What I learned from the elder apostles of Great Millstone. And go through the midst of Jerusalem and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And right now in the year 2023, since our holy elder Albert Bivens, the men have been sighing and crying in the midst of the city for the abominations done in this wicked kingdom, Babylon, the great America. And those men are the saints to service the prophets that the Lord has risen up through the Spirit, because the Spirit is doing the gathering. That's Isaiah 34:16. The Spirit, it has gathered them. And the men of the Lord are sighing and crying day in, day out, week in, week out, on the highways, hedges, street corner, and on the internet, specifically YouTube. Sigh and cry mean to complain to the Lord about the wickedness and the abomination that's going on in this wicked kingdom, Babylon the Great, America. And those men, according to this scripture, will have a mark placed upon their foreheads, a spiritual mark, a mark of exemption, the thawah. because the men are sighing and crying to the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, about the wickedness and abominations done here to his holy people here in Babylon the Great, America also scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth. Ezekiel 9th chapter, 1st verse through the 4th verse. The mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry in the city for the abomination done thereof. Giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. On to the next one.